Senator Rob Portman out of Ohio says he will not seek another term when his current term expires 2 years from now in 2022. Senator Portman with us now, the top Republican in the Senate Homeland Security Committee. And sir, thank you for your time and good morning.
It's so good to have you. I mean, I first knew you when you were a congressman. We worked together, of course, in the Bush administration, and then you've been in the Senate. You've accomplished a lot. Tell us why you decided now is the time to walk away.
Well, Dana, first, as you and I talked about, I love public service, and I hope more people who are interested in making a difference in people's lives get into it. But it is a tougher time to do it. It's a harder time to find that middle ground. That's what I like to do. I like to get stuff done. But also, Dana, I've been doing this for 30 years off and on. You know, I've been in the administration with you and in the first Bush administration and now in the Senate for 10 years, Congress for 12. So I also love my family. I love being home, and I love the private sector. So it's a personal decision also.
In the Senate, serving 2 terms, they call that a short timer. I mean, people camp out there their entire professional lives. The impeachment trial starts in 2 weeks. Donald Trump won Ohio by 8 points. What role did the impeachment matter play in your decision, Senator?
Not at all, and it's not going to affect, how I deal with impeachment. I've said all along, I'm a juror. I'm going to listen to both sides, as I did last time. I am going to ask a couple questions. One is about the constitutionality. The president is gone from office, and as you know, impeachment is generally viewed as something about removing someone from office. And if you read the Constitution, that's what it focuses on. And then second, just how to bring this country together. What's the best thing to do to help heal the wounds? What the president did on January 6th, to me, is inexcusable. He shouldn't have done it. And I spoke out clearly about it, as I have, when other people have used language and said things that, pull us further apart rather than help us come together. But the question is, how do we heal our country at this point? How do we figure out a way to solve these big problems? And that has to start with trusting each other and working with each other and finding that common ground.
Senator, there's obviously the impeachment trial, but there's a bigger picture issue. And of course, you'll go into retirement, but everyone's going to want you to help them with their campaigns and their races and their fundraising. So we'll see how that goes. This Republican Party, is it able now to absorb all the different voices that President Trump helped bring together, along with the older establishment Republicans? Can the party, be a big tent party, or are the differences irreconcilable?
No, the differences are not irreconcilable at all, because they're based on policy and they're based on ideals, and those remain the same. In fact, I think much of what we did in the past 4 years, taking out the style sometimes and the approach, but the substance of it was exactly where most Americans are. And so I believe, we're a country that believes that the economy grows through smart tax reform, tax cuts, regulatory relief for small businesses. I believe the country wants to have a stronger military that can project force around the world and keep the peace. I believe much of what we did in terms of energy independence, you just talked about some of the changes the Obama administration are making to make us less energy independent. I think all of those have... I'm sorry. What did I say?
Biden administration. Obama was the...
It's like writing 2021.
Obama was the other guy, sorry.
It takes a while.
Have you been able, when you go through the
I think on policy we're right.
Senator, when you go through the laundry list of executive orders you were just recounting in your head, how much does America change over the next 2 years in your time in the Senate? Or how much does America change over the next 4 years, do you think, under this administration?
Well, we'll see. There's some things you can do by executive action. One is on federal lands. You can affect the leases, but you can't stop fracking, except, again, as to federal lands. And that's been incredibly helpful for Ohio and for our economy. And, natural gas is a cleaner fuel as well. But it's enabled us to have not just a stronger economy, but be less dependent on places around the world that are dangerous and volatile, like the Middle East, like Venezuela. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that they're going to try to change here in Congress. They won't be able to unless they get rid of the filibuster, which requires 60 votes in the Senate, which I think is a good thing generally, because it forces you to think about, how to pass legislation that has at least some support from the other side. And it helps you to have more sustainable legislation rather than bills that are going to be passed with a mere majority, and then next time there's a change in majority, it moves the other way. You want tax policy, as an example, that is consistent and sustainable. So we'll see, Bill. I think here in the Congress there are enough Democrats who want to try to get something done that we can avoid, the worst excesses. I hope I'm right.
Thank you for your time, and we will talk many times over the next 2 years.
Thanks, Bill. As always.
Take care, Senator.
Thanks, Dana. Take care. Be good.